noi vedevamo veramente che anche i nostri piccoli ideali che avevamo andavano in fumo. Per esempio, appunto, io volevo, una mia compagna voleva rifarsi la sua bella casa, eccetera, è stata crollata, un'altra voleva sposarsi, ma il fidanzato non è tornato dal fronte. Quindi siamo state messe proprio di fronte al tutto crolla, che tutto è vanità delle vanità, come dice la Bibbia. Ecco, però io ho sentito dentro come qualcuno che mi dicesse: ci sarà un ideale che non crolla, che nessuna bomba può far crollare, ci sarà. E l'ho detto alle mie compagne, e io ho detto: sì, c'è, è Dio. Dico, facciamo di Dio l'ideale della nostra vita. Dio che in quel momento lì, in un momento di guerra, che era frutto dell'odio, che era frutto del... Ecco, ci si è manifestato invece come amore. Abbiamo cercato di capire cosa Dio voleva da noi, senza sapere niente, né della composizione del movimento, né dell'espansione, né delle persone che dovevamo, né di tutto quello che sarebbe successo. E noi abbiamo cercato di seguire momento per momento e si è rivelato, lui si è manifestato sempre di più, ci ha detto come vivere il Vangelo fino in fondo, ci ha dato una spiritualità individuale e collettiva insieme, comunitaria insieme, e ci ha detto come mettere insieme questo movimento, come... Lui l'ha fatto, è opera di Dio.
The Focolare has had its presence here in Bangalore since 1998. Building unity, we are all pilgrims of hope too. Hoping for the impossible, hoping against hope, and most importantly, placing our hope in God, who is love. To this effect of loving God in our neighbor, our spirituality of unity can be practiced anywhere and everywhere, individually and as a community. We try to put the gospel into practice, just as our early members did, to resonate with the first Christian communities in the Acts of the Apostles. We want our love for God and our neighbor to have practical consequences by inviting God to make this unity possible. We meet in larger communities and focus groups to reflect on a verse from the Gospels and share our experience of putting it into practice. The Gospel is our foundation. These monthly gatherings are called the Word of Life meetings. To grow deeper in the spirituality of unity, we meet in focus groups of married couples, youth, children, adults, priests, and religious. The Mariapolis, our annual gathering for 3 days, is a destination that many look forward to with delighted anticipation. We come together not only to relax, but also to live in unity with each other in a spiritually holistic environment. All of these gatherings are aimed at a spiritual renewal that opens our hearts to God in ourselves, and in those we meet along our pilgrimage on this earth. We also have activities that encourage building unity by engaging with interreligious dialogue, sports, taking care of the environment, art, camps for teens and youth, and social projects for those in need. We have remote Focolare communities in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Over the next few minutes, hear from our members who talk about 2 of our activities.
The spirituality of the Focolare is unity. We are working towards the building of a universal brotherhood. This we do through a spiritual renewal That in turn enables us with the social renewal. The social renewal actually sensitizes us and makes us aware of all the economic injustices, the social sufferings of society. At the time of COVID, we decided to have a group that would create a platform that would really be able to address the issue, because so many issues at that time. And this platform would enable our members to bring in their requests of their own, requests of others, and the group would then take it out to the community to see how best they can get the support. The beauty of this whole thing is that whether you're poor, whether you're rich, everybody finds a way to contribute something so that everybody is included in this whole thing. Nobody is left out. Some of our projects have been big projects, helping the migrants, helping the Manipuris, helping skill building during the COVID. And some of small projects, paying someone's fees, paying someone's medical bills. But in the Focolare, nothing is small. Everything is very important to building unity.
In this year of the Jubilee celebrations in the Church, in the Archdiocese of Bangalore, we have begun the Inter-Religious Dialogue Commission. And so I too was invited to form part of this, and I'm very happy so that we begin this journey together towards making our brothers and sisters of the various religious traditions welcome.
Come listen to some of our members share their experience of why and how building unity is a mission and the impact of the gospel in their lives.
Hi, I am Lucas. I belong to Kerala. I studied both in Tanzania, and then I did my engineering and MBA in Kerala. Moved to Bangalore in 1983, and I'm a businessman, and my wife works with me in the business. I have 3 children, and they're all employed. My eldest son is married, and 3 months back I also became a grandfather. I play many roles in my daily life. I am a parent. I'm first of all a husband, then a parent, and then I am also I run a business of my own, so I have responsibility towards my employees, and then I have other responsibilities in social life. And in each of these roles that I play, I feel to make sure that I and the people around me benefit from our interaction is when you are united with them. And for me, that is the big mission in life. I want to share an experience of how I was able to unite all the learnings that we have in the Focolare with all the challenges of running a business of my own. There was one instance about a year back when a friend of mine called me and asked me whether I could provide an employment to her son, who had various challenges. There were various challenges in work. So I was a little reluctant because we are a very small company, and we don't have anybody whom we can keep and just go on supporting. So I was a little reluctant, but then eventually I said, why don't you send him, let him come and meet me. When I met him, I was impressed by him because he spoke well, he carried himself well, he was well groomed. So I was very happy meeting him. But he had no technical background, and a lot of our work requires some kind of technical expertise. But then I spoke to Anita about it, and also the children, and all of them had the opinion that maybe we should give it a try. We don't know, because when we reach out, it's only when we push ourselves outside our comfort zone that we realize what we can do. So I said, okay. I told him, why don't you come and join us. Let's try you out for a couple of months, and then we can take it from there. He started coming to the office, and what I did was that I honestly didn't know what he would do. But then all our engineers used to go out in the morning. So I used to send him out with one of the engineers, one of them each day, to be associated with the work and learn from the work that was happening. And he was very friendly. So all the engineers were able to get close to him and friendly with him very quickly. And they liked taking him. I mean, they would... sometimes I've seen them arguing between themselves about who should take it. So I was quite happy about that. But my only worry at the back of my mind was, would there be ever a time when I would be able to, so because we were paying him, would there be a time when we would be able to recover some sort of, at least break even with what, with his contribution to what we were paying him. Anyway, it went on like this for about 3 or 4 months. It went on like that, and then one day, I would say that was a big turnaround day, because he was in the office. He had come in late. He was in the office, and all our engineers were at different sites, and we had a service call from a client who was close to the office, and we were unable, because they needed a quick solution, and we were unable to send any of our engineers immediately. So then one of them suggested, why don't you send this guy, let him go and take a look at it, maybe he might be able to resolve the problem. So I said, do you think he can go alone? And they were quite confident. They said maybe he can go, and if it's something that's not too complicated, he might be able to do it. So he went there. He sent him there. He went there, and he spent some time there, spoke to them, spoke to our engineers on the phone. He did not resolve the problem. But what made me happy was the client called me and said, your engineer came, he tried his best, but the problem could not be resolved. But it's okay, because I know your engineers are at other places, but he did his best. So can you send somebody tomorrow morning? That gave us a lot of confidence. And eventually, after that, we started to send him out for doing basic works. Like we have a concept of preventive maintenance, or basically just checking if everything is working. He started going out for that. Today, almost 10 months, almost a year has passed, and he cannot do very complex technical issues. But I am very happy that we can send him out whenever there is an emergency. We can send him out for calls, and I am sure that he can solve most of the basic first line support that is required, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction in two ways. One is that I was able to keep him at one place and employ him from irrespective of all the challenges that he was going through in life. But more importantly, because I was able to also bring what Focolare talks about, unity, and also what Focolare talks about, reaching out to a person first when the person has challenges. You be the first to go out and accept him into your what you can do. So that gives me a lot of satisfaction. Like I talked about earlier, that we play so many different roles in life. At home, the office, even when you drive on the road, that's also a role in life. And then your other social commitments, your friends. There are so many different roles, and you are exposed to so many different aspects of life. Now, most of these things that you do as part of your life are designed to make you and those immediately around you safe and happy. These are most of the things that you do, or those who depend on you. But because I have been so closely grounded in the Bible from the time we were children, we have been exposed to the Bible, and then we have continued that as we have grown up. We have continued that even today. There are multiple sources from which we listen to the daily scripture, and also interpretations of the scripture. I think how it helps me to accomplish these roles that I play in life is by going beyond those who depend on me, to go beyond that because of the exposure to the Bible. How you can go like Jesus did when he did very little for himself, but all that he did was for people around who were around him. So similarly, when you reach the grounding to the Bible helps you to reach out more than beyond the people who are closest and depend on you, and that is very important for me.
Okay.
My name is Agnes. I am from the northeast of India. I live in the community in the Focolare here in Bangalore. So unity is not easy, but it's possible. So one experience I would like to share here. So a month ago, we were asked to conduct one program for the religious, all the nuns all over India, and everything was prepared beforehand. But when we arrived there, we found there was a technical issue, and that moment we were lost at everything because we have prepared everything beforehand. We don't know what to do, but then later we realized the only options we could do is giving ourselves, sharing our own experience. And then it was one of the Focolare was with me, and then we decided among ourselves, forget what we prepared beforehand, everything left out. We both among ourselves we decided that we will go ahead together this program with our own experience. Since the unity was very strong among ourselves, I felt I wanted to say here one more beautiful line, saying that when 2 or 3 are gathered together, that I am in the midst. I think this is the unity.
Hi, my name is Nicole. I'm currently studying design and I am a youth in the Focolare movement. For me personally, I think I've just grown up in the Focolare movement and it has been imbibed in me to move in unity and to build unity around me. And I think it's just a way of living right now more than anything else. For me, I can't separate the two because the Focolare for me is where you take from the values of the gospel. For example, being the first to love, or like when we were younger, we had this dice of love where we had different roles we had to play. So I think an experience which I would connect to that is something that happened some time ago, and it was when a friend and I had a disagreement, and at that point, instead of fighting for that, I stepped back, took a breather and let it be God's will to guide me back to that friendship. And over the next couple of months, I didn't have that many friends, but I remember to take one step at a time and still try to be the first to love. And after a month or so, the friend and I had a conversation in class, and we realized that there was a misunderstanding and there was a rumor that spread instead. And instead of going up to the person who started the rumor, we decided to all speak it out and move on from that. And I think instead of overreacting and making it a big deal and moving on from that, I think because of being a part of the Focolare movement and living the life of unity, I was able to calm down and sanely think of ways to move past that argument. And now we're still very good friends to this day.
Hi, I am Vivek Coutinho. I am a member of the Focolare community here in Bangalore. Till recently, I've been working as a teacher in one of the ICSE schools out here. Living for unity is a mission for me because in some way it includes collaborating with everyone I meet towards building a better world based on justice, peace, equality, and well-being for everyone. It means traveling together on a journey towards building a deeper relationship with God, with one another, and with nature. The way I try to live unity, for example, is we have support staff in the school, and many of them have children who study in places where they have difficulties of the maths subject, which I basically teach. And so I offered myself to teach them on the weekend. It was a day basically free for me to rest or to recuperate or prepare for the week ahead. But then I was willing to spend a couple of hours dedicating to their children whenever they needed it. And some of them then did very well. So for me, the support staff was like a brother, was like a sister who was in need. The gospel teaches us that God is a father for every human being and that he loves each one of us with an unconditional love. Also, as a consequence of this, he deeply desires that we treat each other as brothers and sisters, as best friends. This understanding, it gives me courage to continue on the journey of unity together with many brothers and sisters all over the world.
I invite you to work so that the dream of a fully synodal and missionary church may be increasingly realized. Start out from your communities, fostering in them a style of participation and co-responsibility, places in which we respect and care for one another, with particular attention to those who are weaker and to those most in need of support. Please sow unity by bringing the gospel without ever losing sight of the work of incarnation that God continues to wish to accomplish in us and around us through His Spirit, so that Jesus may be good news for everyone, no one excluded, and that all may be one. After 2,000 years of Christianity, the longing for unity continues to assume the form in many parts of the world of an agonizing cry that demands a response. Today, unfortunately, the world is still riven by many conflicts and continues to need artisans of fraternity and peace between people and between nations. The snare of spiritual worldliness is always lurking. Therefore, you too need to know how to react decisively, consistently, and realistically.
Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater, Filius et Spiritus Sanctus.
We wish you all a wonderful end to this beautiful month dedicated to missions.